All right, let's talk about offensive security certifications. If you're trying to prove your ethical hacking skills, you've come to the right place. We're going to cut through all the noise and basically create your personal roadmap to figuring this whole world out. Let's dive in.
So you've decided you want to be an ethical hacker. And you know what? That is an awesome and incredibly rewarding career path. Think of it like a quest. You're learning to think like the bad guys so you can build better defenses. And like any great quest, it all starts with one really important question.
Because let's be honest, the certification landscape is a jungle. It is packed with options, a million acronyms, and so many conflicting opinions. It can feel pretty overwhelming. So think of this as your map. We're here to cut through that jungle and chart a really clear course for your career.
Okay, first things first, let's look at the main roads, the foundational certifications that pretty much everyone uses to build their careers. These are the big names, the ones you absolutely have to know about. To get started, you really have to understand the two giants in this space. On one side, you've got the OSCP. It's famous or maybe infamous for its intense 24-hour hands-on lab exam. It proves you can actually compromise systems under real pressure. And on the other side, you've got GPen, which is a super respected credential, especially for corporate and government jobs, because it really emphasizes methodology and process. And yeah, that OSCP credibility, it comes with a pretty significant price tag. The course and exam bundle starts at around $1,750. But it's not just about the money, right? It's a real investment in proving you have practical, hands-on skills that employers seriously value.
You know, looking at our main options side by side really makes things clearer. You've got the OSCP for that raw, I can actually do this credibility. GPen is often the key to unlocking those enterprise and government roles. Now, if you're on a tighter budget, CompTIA PenTest Plus is a fantastic entry point. And hey, keep an eye on the PNPT. It's a newer, really practical option that's gaining a lot of steam for its modern approach to testing.
Ah, yes, I knew you were going to ask. You've definitely heard of this one. The CEH is one of the most well-known certifications out there, but it's also probably one of the most debated. So, what's the actual verdict from the community?
Well, the community consensus is pretty clear. The CEH is widely seen as being mostly theoretical. It focuses more on knowing a list of tools rather than developing a real problem-solving mindset. So the general advice is to only go for it if a specific job you want explicitly requires it. Otherwise, your time is way better spent on a more hands-on cert.
Okay, so once you built that foundation, it's time to level up. Let's move on to the advanced paths and see how this journey continues toward true mastery. This is where you really get to specialize and become an expert in a specific domain.
Once you're ready to specialize, there are basically three main branches you can explore. If you just love breaking web applications, the OSWSE is absolutely your goal. If you're more into emulating sophisticated attackers and bypassing modern defenses, then the OSCP is your path. And then, for the truly hardcore, there's exploit development with the OSCE.
And let's be perfectly clear, the OSSE is the peak of the mountain. It's an elite, top-tier certification that signals you have mastered the incredibly complex art of crafting exploits from scratch. Earning this one is a true test of technical brilliance. No joke.
So, you've chosen your certification. Awesome. But the quest isn't over. Not by a long shot. In fact, the next great challenge has just begun, preparing for and actually passing these incredibly difficult exams.
Just take the OSCP, for example. The time commitment is massive. If you're a beginner, you might need anywhere from 3 to 9 months of serious, dedicated preparation. Even if you're an experienced pen tester, you're still looking at 1 to 3 months. This is definitely not something you can just cram for over a weekend.
And this is that moment of truth, isn't it? You know which certification you need. You understand the huge commitment it's going to take. The only question left is, how are you going to conquer the preparation phase without burning out? You know, every hero needs a powerful tool to succeed on their quest. In the world of certification prep, that means finding a smarter way to study, one that saves you time and guarantees you are ready to go on exam day. To show you what this modern approach looks like, let's just use a tool like FlashGenius as an example. It's a perfect case of an AI-driven platform that's designed to solve this exact preparation problem. The whole idea isn't just about throwing more practice questions at you, it's about finding an intelligent, guided path to success. So, how does a platform like this actually work? Well, first, its AI can create a personalized learning path so you know exactly what you need to study next.
It gives you realistic exam simulations to build your confidence and crush that test day anxiety. The AI-powered Smart Review doesn't just tell you that you're wrong, it explains why you're wrong. And you can even learn from the common mistakes of thousands of other students. That's a huge edge.
And what really sets this new wave of study tools apart are the features that are built for modern, efficient learning. We're talking about things like an AI-guided path, an AI-powered review that actually explains your mistakes, gamification to keep you from getting bored, and multilingual support. The whole goal is to bring all these things together to make your study time way more effective.
Okay, let's bring it all home. We've charted the map, we've identified the challenges, and we've explored how to prepare smarter. Now it's about putting it all together to get that victory. And, of course, to level up your career.
So here it is, your final action plan. Start with a really strong foundation, like PenTest Plus or the OSCP. Then choose a specialization that genuinely excites you. If you're aiming for those big enterprise roles, add GPen to your arsenal. And, critically, prepare smarter, not just harder. Explore modern tools that can actually personalize your study plan.
Always remember this. A certification gets you the interview. It opens the door. But it's your proven skills, the ones you sharpen through smart, efficient preparation, that will land you the job and ultimately define your success.
So, your path is clear. You have the map, and you have the tools to forge ahead. The journey is yours for the taking. Now that you know how to unlock your next certification, the only question left is, what will you conquer next?